guys, what's going on? It's Alex from Strength Hacks. Today I just want to go over something real quick, and that's the best thing that you can do after your workout. And that's going to be to do a cool down. This is very overlooked. You know, growing up in my gym classes, they would stress the importance of cooling down. It's just as important as your warm-up. That's because when you work out, your body goes into fight or flight mode and releases cortisol through the sympathetic nervous system. And that's going to slow down your recovery time. So basically the whole point of a cool down is to reactivate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for relaxing and coming back from a workout, reducing cortisol. So basically, long story short, doing a cool down is going to help you kickstart your recovery process and help it begin sooner. That way you have an advantage because you can come back to your next workout and hit it harder. Recovery is number one. Okay, so the first thing I do immediately when you're done working out, you're going to go into the corpse pose. This is from yoga, and you just really want to focus on not moving any muscles here, staying completely still for about 3 to 5 minutes. You can do even longer if you want, but 3 to 5 minutes you're going to get most of the benefits. So I'll demonstrate this for you guys real quick. I'll do a minute. So you just lay back. Just lay naturally and pretend you're dead even. Still breathe, obviously. Alright, and it's simple as that, it's just wherever you are, sit back and relax, or lay down and relax, I should say. Okay, and then next up is going to be my stretching routine. This is going to help loosen up any tight fascia from working out. Your fascia, it's kind of like a sheath that covers the muscle, and if that gets tight, it's going to restrict blood flow and slow your recovery. So it's very important to take care of these by stretching after most of your workouts. So I'll start off with lower body stretches and do upper body after. Start off with this basic Buddha stretch. Kind of push my knees out with my elbows and come forward. Take a few deep breaths. This is important for every stretch to do some deep breaths in each hold. But as you breathe out, you can get deeper into the stretch. So after the hips, I'll hit the hamstrings, hurdler stretch. Always make sure to do both sides. Move on to the quads. Get my legs lined up 90-90 and pull my foot backwards towards my butt. And then there's another hip one I forgot. Just cross your legs and kind of push your body away from your left knee or whatever knee. Now this next one's pretty good for the spine. So I lay with my limbs up so I can get a flat spine. And then I will lower one leg, grab the opposite leg and twist it over, trying to keep my opposite arm on the ground here while I pull this over. If you have sciatica, this one's going to be a game changer for you. Alright, so on to another one of my favorites. It's going to be the 90-90 stretch. They call it this because this one leg is 90 degrees, back leg is 90 degrees. Oops, let's see here. And then you just kind of lean over, stretch this part of your thigh out. Then you want to stretch this thigh out as well by leaning forward. can't even remember their names. I think this is called a Sphinx pose or something. You basically just squeeze your glutes and push your pelvis into the floor while pushing through your triceps and looking upwards. You're trying to extend every part of the spine. Then I'll balance that out with the downward dog here. I'm trying to stretch out the calves and push up with my arms so I come back and stretch my calves out. Alright. And then we're almost done with the lower body. Go into a couch stretch here. Just line your legs up and push this glute forward so it brings the knee forward. Stretches out your hip right here. You can even, you can't really see, but I'm taking my arm and reaching over to really maximize the stretch. So then, yep, now I'll twist over, really stretch out both sides. Alright, now moving on to the standing portion of my stretches. I will start with a your inner thigh stretch. Just kind of put my leg diagonally and lean into it, stretching out the opposite side. And reverse to the left now. And then last but not least, we'll stretch out the calves. I'll take a split stance and drive my forward knee to, towards the wall here, and that will allow my calf to stretch out on the right leg. Alright, now we're going on to the upper body. I will start by stretching my rear delt and my back by pulling my arm across, really rotating the spine as well. I'll move on to the more specific lat and long head of the tricep. As you can see, I'm just pulling it behind my head in a bent fashion. Get the other arm. Now onto the chest with a doorway stretch. Just grabbing onto my power rack and leaning towards it, trying to really open up that chest and front delt. Alright, then I will do the wrists. I will give you a closer view here. Just grab your fingers and pull them in towards that so you can really stretch out your wrist extensors here. For the flexors, I will extend my palm and then pull my fingers back like that. For the other side. This is really good to do when you're pumped up. Something about getting pumped up and then doing some stretching after, it just feels really good. It's a old school technique that brought many success. And last but not least, I'm going to stretch the neck out. So just grab the back of my head and pull down. And then to come back up and just push the head back up. If you raise the head on your own, you're going to cause those muscles to tighten right back up, kind of negating the whole effect of the exercise. Alright, and then for the last portion, I'll do two things. I will either do some rotations, so I will just rotate my wrist 5 times each way. I will do some arm rotations, front and back. I always make sure to come back to end though, to just promote a good posture. I will do some neck rotations. And I'll do some torso rotations as well. You can do these while looking up or looking down. And that's going to just change the angle of how everything rotates a little bit. Just good to mix it up, really get the body nice and loose. And then if you hold on to something, you can do it with your hips. This is just really good for the joints, you know, keeping them nice and loose. You can, the knees and elbows, you know, they're hinge joints, so you can't really rotate. You can supinate with the bicep, but for the leg, you can basically just hinge. And ankles too, cannot forget the ankles, you know, just some toe circles, each direction, you know. And if I'm not doing the rotations, I will do rebounding. I'm going to make a whole video on that sometime soon. Just long story short, it's a good NASA approved method of cardio. It's very efficient and helps clear your lymphatic system too, so it's a win-win. And basically to rebound, you usually want to have a trampoline, but I'm just using the wood floor here and I'm just bouncing on my toes. And you can just let your arms dangle kind of. And I mean, this is really good cardio here. And you can watch a movie, watch TV while you're doing it too, so that's always nice. Well, that's all I do for my cool down routine. It's pretty simple. It might take, 5-10 minutes. You don't have to go so in depth with the stretching. Just make sure you are stretching out each major muscle group. For the legs, I get a little repetitive, but it's just something that feels good for me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a nice day.